Hello guys, today we are going to do deck profile with Joel Suryadi, who got second in Brisbane Regionals. Before we start, if this is your first time watching my channel, please leave a like and subscribe. If you do, I really appreciate it, because it will help my channel to grow. Alright, let's get started. So we have Joel here with me today. So everyone welcomes Joel in the house. So first of all, congratulations again, yeah, Joel.
Thank you.
So yeah, we all must be very curious to know what goes inside Joel's mind when he's playing this deck, right? It's been a while, right? So yeah, I think it's Joel is a good friend of mine. So it's a thank you for giving your time to do this deck profile. So first questions, where this idea of deck come from?
The idea came from Japanese list.
Japanese list.
Yeah,
Alright.
he was playing Lugia with like the Medicham and the
Medicham.
Zekrom. So I thought about it. It would be kind of cool after seeing the LAIC meta,
Yeah.
which was like 44% day 2 of Lugias. That's like insane.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was going to Brisbane thinking I would be playing like half of the field filled with Lugias.
Yeah.
And the Zekrom Medicham combo seemed to stick with Flaffy.
And then?
Yeah, so I decided to make a Flaffy box deck, I guess.
And
yeah.
I think one thing to notice here, did you notice also that when Thor win, right, with his very consistent Lugia list, right, there is no answer to Paralyze.
Yeah.
Did you notice that also?
I think everyone came in to the tournament knowing that Lugia doesn't play any switch outs, and they were just going for full consistency, and playing switch and like things like Bird Keeper kind of ruins the consistency in the deck. So I was pretty confident into playing the Paralyzed deck, and I don't think one Bird Keeper beats the Paralyzed deck.
Alright, so you think we need to bring at least in Lugia decks, need to bring at least 2 switch option, or
I think,
or even with switch option with Paralyzed deck you still can win.
I think seeing how because not like Indonesia, we play best of 3.
Yep.
So we can see if they're playing like the Bird Keeper and like switching out, you could just go straight and attack with your Pokemons, because Lugia is also weak to it, and try to like price trade.
Yeah.
And like people are bringing Eldegoss into the deck, so they could just go like Luminion, Bird Keeper, attack with the Luminion going back to the deck, and then next turn could go like Eldegoss, Bird Keeper. So like if you kind of see that in game 1, you just try to go attack with your Pokemon and try to kill the Lugia with weakness.
Alright.
And not care about the Paralyzed combo.
I see. So without further ado, let's go into the deck profile. So Joel's going to explain, like let's take it from here, Joel.
So starting off, we play a 4/4 Flaffy line.
Of course for consistency.
For consistency, and like the deck doesn't run without the Flaffies, obviously. And then I was playing 2 Snorlax on the day. It's just a really efficient attacker. For 3 energies, you do 180. You could knock out Luminion. You can knock out Crobats, exactly. And against Lost Box, it's pretty good because you can go like attack with the Snorlax, and if they don't kill it, you could like scoop up the Snorlax, play back the Snorlax, reattach and attack with it. If it doesn't, if it doesn't wake up.
Yeah. That's a good point, because usually after Snorlax attack, it goes to sleep, right? So it's kind of like 50-50 if you can attack again or no. But with scoop up that you mentioned, that's really good actually.
Then next I'm playing 2 Regielekis. I couldn't find my other one.
Okay.
Regielekis here for like spreading damage after like you attack with you attack with Zekrom and make them paralyzed. If you can't get the Medicham, you could just like escape rope or boss their bench, and if they're like 40 damage or less, you could just knock it out with the Regieleki.
Alright.
Yeah. And most of the time my opponents didn't bench Manaphy because they didn't think I had something to spread damage to the bench.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was like a surprise attacker. And then
Alright.
there's Zekrom, which is the
To Zekrom, which is
main point of playing the deck.
the deck, alright. Because you
Yes.
aim to paralyze
Yeah,
the
so-
Lugia's deck, right?
It really has good numbers because it does 130,
Yeah.
and attacking to the Lugia, it hits for 260 with 20
260.
left.
Okay.
So you could just Medichamp right after and get an extra turn.
Right.
And it doesn't really matter if they put a Dunsparce down,
Yeah.
because you can just attack with it twice. It does the same amount of damage, 260,
Yeah.
and they
That's true.
can't really do anything
Mhm.
for the next turn. Then we have Medichamp, which like it's not
Finisher? Or-
it's like I guess it's the second best card in the deck
Second best,
next to Zekrom.
So you're not always using this combo every match, or you try to?
Like there was a game where I went like attack the Lugia for paralysis,
And
then attack with Medichamp, getting an
Yeah.
extra turn.
Yeah.
Then I can like boss the bench, attack the Lugia again with the Zekrom for 260, then Medichamp again. That's like 4 prizes.
Right. Yeah.
Then after that they promote something and you just kill it. So
Yeah.
that's like 5 prizes. So if that goes, you just win.
Yeah.
But-
Exactly.
It kind of depends on your opponent's board as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so and even sometimes if you just set up the right numbers, you could somehow get a Yoga Loop against a
Alright.
Lost Box deck, and that one turn is only really what you need against Lost Box, basically.
Alright. Yeah, because actually a lot of viewer maybe think that your deck is weak against Lost Toolbox, right? Is it true or?
Well, going
what
to
do
the
you think?
meta, I didn't really expect a lot of Lost Box coming like 1 week after LAIC. I didn't think a lot of people would have that time to adapt to it.
Mhm.
So I was banking on the chance where probably I'll only play 1 or 2 and I would still be fine.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah.
But if you met a lot of Lost Toolbox, actually it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, you gotta like hope on your Snorlax hits, and yeah, and they could just probably Sableye your Manaphy and kill your Flaaffy, which is a bad matchup.
Alright. Okay. So next
we
Pokemon,
got Raikou.
Raikou, of course.
Raikou is I just needed a Pokemon that could attack for 2 energies, and the options were like Raikou and Vikavolt.
Yeah.
I thought about Vikavolt quite a lot because it does
I
pretty well. Yeah, it does pretty well against Lost Box, but I didn't think it would be correct for that week's meta
Okay.
because I wasn't expecting a lot of Lost Box as well. And Raikou could just you go second, you can just attack and kill the Lugia.
Right.
if they're in the active.
If there's only one.
Yeah.
Because sometimes Lugia for some reason struggles to set up 2
Yeah,
in the first turn.
and
So yeah, that's surprise attack, of course, right?
and then I play the Crobat just to draw cards basically.
Okay.
And then I have a Manaphy
Yeah.
because Raikou was still running around and
Yeah.
I didn't want to lose to Raikou that easily.
Raikou, amazing rare.
Yeah, amazing Raikou. And then I play Greninja. Basically here just to discard energies and draw 2. Don't really play any waters.
Yeah.
And the last one is Zapdos that does 10 more damage.
Okay.
This,
Zapdos.
Yeah, this is here for the matchups where they do play Bird Keeper. You could just play the Zapdos down, attack with Zekrom for 140, and it knocks out the Zekrom. Knocks out the Lugia, sorry. Because it hits 140 times 2, does 280, and just kills the Lugia
Alright.
with weakness. And
Okay.
yeah.
So when you don't need to use Medicham, you can use Zapdos to just kill it right away.
Yeah, it's just you gotta figure out game 1 if they play the Bird Keeper or not. If they don't, then
don't?
you don't really need the Zapdos.
Alright.
But it's also pretty good against like other 1 prize decks. Where you could just like do 130 with Lecky, which is relevant against Regis because Regis are mostly 130.
Oh, and then you spread 40 for the next
Yeah.
turn, right? So yeah, that makes sense. So one Zapdos there to fix the
The match.
the magic number lah.
And
Alright, so next
moving on to
moving
supporters.
on to supporters. Alright.
Played 4 research for consistency because you gotta discard your lightnings early game.
Yeah.
And then Serena is really good in the deck. because you get to discard at the same time. If you need to guess something, it's always there.
Okay.
Then I also play 2 more bosses, so we have like 5 Gus options. Because I don't really play any draw engine besides Greninja, so I would always want to have like a Serena or a boss in hand to get ready to kill the bench. Because when you're doing the combo, if they have 2 Lugias set up, you kind of wanna go after the second one after you kill the first one.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's like 4 price right away, right?
4 free prizes. Then last is like Marnie.
I think this is the
Marnie's
most
so good, I guess.
overpowered card in the meta right now.
Yeah.
You know?
So I only played like 11 supporters, which
11 supporters. Yeah.
I didn't really, I really liked it, but probably I would cut a Serena for Marnie if I was gonna see a
lot of lost toolbox maybe. Lost box struggle with Marnie, right? All right.
Going next to items, I play for the searchers. I play 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Quick Ball, 2 Level Ball. So that's like 10 balls you could search. Like most of the cards in your deck. The only cards you can't search with Quick Ball is your Flaaffys, where that's where Level Ball comes in. I didn't really struggle to find basic Pokemons on the day. I would always be able to set up 2 Mareeps, which is really good. So you could just attack with your any attacker basically in turn 2 if you get the energies down. So I really like the 10 count. And then moving on, we have.
Have you tried with the VIP Pass version, or you don't think Battle VIP Pass is necessary in this build?
I don't think Battle VIP Pass is good because you don't have anything. You don't have like Muse or like Comfies which could go through your deck and search for the VIP Pass.
Right.
And after turn 1, if you don't get it, it's a dead hand in your deck. Like it's a dead card in your hand. So you don't really want that.
Yeah. All right.
Moving on, we have for the switches we have 3 Scoop Up Net, 2 Balloon, and 1 Escape Rope. Yeah.
Why the 1 escape rope?
So the escape ropes for the situations where for early game, if they only have 1 Lugia on the bench and something in the active, you could just escape rope, pull up their Lugia and kill it. Or in some situations where your opponent promotes like 1 Pfizer, and you just want to kill the bench, you have an extra. It's basically an extra gust.
Right.
Because like if you're gonna do the Magichamp play, it doesn't really, you don't really care what your opponent promotes as long as you can switch. And I didn't want to play a switch because I felt like the escape rope might be useful for like some matchups, especially like if you're playing against Regis and you can't really knock out the Regigigas, so you gotta escape rope and like kill something on their bench for 130. So yeah, that was my thought process. And the 2 balloons, basically attaching to any of your Pokemon, you could just get free retreat. And like having a balloon on your Flaaffys is really nice because after they kill your active, you can just promote the Flaaffy, and you can just attach to your attacker and retreat and attack again. For the Scoop Ups nets, it's mostly for the. I thought it was for the Lost Box matchup because I have like Snorlax, which is really tanky. But what came up was I would have 2 Mareeps on the board, and I only got 1 Flaaffy down on turn 2. What I could do is bench evolve the Flaaffy, attach an energy, Scoop Up net the Flaaffy, and evolve the other Mareep.
Right.
And
so
attach another energy.
So it functions as if like a second.
It functions as a
Flaffy, right? If you only can find 1 in your second turn.
And like another cool thing you could do is you attack with Zekrom twice, and it does 120 to itself. And you can just Scoop Up net, so
you can use it
reset
again.
the Zekrom and use it again. And the last card for items is just the Ordinary Rod. Ordinary Rod's just here to cycle your attackers basically, because I'm only playing 7.
And like
in some matchups you gotta discard the Magic Champ Medicham early or the Raikou early, and it's like nice that you know that there's a ordinary rod that could just bring back your Pokemon any time of the game.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Moving on to stadiums.
Stadiums.
I feel like this just makes the deck really consistent. Stormy Mountains. Getting a turn 1 Stormy Mountains down is really good.
Yeah.
Like you can just get a Mareep or a Flaffy, and Lugia doesn't really want to play their supporters, their stadiums turn 1, especially if it's collapse.
Yeah.
So if this sticks, it just buys me. It just gives me a easier second turn. I don't have to be worried to be looking for my attackers, because I'll be attacking with Zekrom or Lecky or
yeah, that's
Raikou.
right. So it's not only to search out the Mareep, but it also can search out the attacker, right? Because all of your attackers are basics Pokemon, basic lighting Pokemon.
So I could like preserve a Quick Ball to get a Medicham later,
or you preserve it for like.
Yeah, it's
so
so
you will use
I have
it
like
to
options.
energy, right?
Yeah, I have options like for Quick Ball and Ultra Ball to get my Crobat or Greninja instead.
Yeah.
So like or Snorlax. So the deck flows really well. Like I think I bricked once throughout the event, so I was pretty happy with the consistency.
Yep. Okay.
And then for the energy counts, I play 8 lightnings.
8 lightnings.
And 2 speed.
2 speed lightning.
Yeah. So I wanted to play 4, but I wanted to play 4 speed, but you can't attach it with the Flaaffy. So I decided to cut to 2. And yeah, this comes in clutch. If I was able to attach this with Flaaffy, this would obviously be 4, but I can't have everything, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So in the final, you lost to Frostmoth Inteleon, right?
Yeah.
Frostmoth Toolbox.
Yeah.
The water toolbox.
It's
so
like Frostmoth.
Can you tell us about the final match a little bit? Like
so
what happened in the final match?
Going to the day for top 8, the field was filled with 3 control, 1 Durant Mill, 2 Lugias, 1 Mew. Wait, there was a Flaaffy. I was playing Flaaffy, and then there was Tim's the Inteleon deck, and then there were 2 controls, 1 Durant, 2 Lugia, and a Mew. Yeah. So I didn't want to hit the Mew because the night before the tournament I decided to pull out the Drapion because I didn't think there was gonna be any Mew. So I felt like that was gonna be my worst matchup in top 8. But then I didn't hit it, and the control player beat the Mew.
Yeah.
So, and I played against control in the top 8, which was, I feel like, a favorable matchup for me.
Yeah.
Because they can't really like finish out my energies because I have Flaaffy, and then if I just go into Raikou, I could just kill anything because most of their decks is weak to lightning.
That's true.
So I played control top 8, control top 4, which was like free, I guess.
Free win.
Yeah, free win.
Yeah.
Like,
alright.
And then in the finals, I played against Tim, which is also from Melbourne.
Yeah.
I saw his deck, and I knew I wasn't gonna win.
Why? Because
so he was playing Ice Cube.
Alright.
He was playing Ice Cube with Wash. So I was just sitting there waiting for the Ice Cube and the Wash to come down. And even if I attack with Flaffy has a horrible attack for 50.
Yeah.
And Ice Cube has 120. So if you even attack the Ice Cube for like 100, they go like Drizzile, Shady Dealings for Emergency Jelly, and kill everything.
Right.
Yeah. And then the other thing he did was he used Inteleon snipe 20 to the Flaffy and attack for 70, so that's 90, and like Flaffy just dies. So I don't think I could have won that matchup, but I was pretty happy that I got 2 free wins to the final.
Alright, yeah, that's nice. So I think the next thing we're gonna ask is the Crown Zenith meta, right?
Yeah.
Crown Zenith is coming up in 2 weeks time, I think.
Yeah,
Probably, right? So
like late January.
yeah. So do you think this deck still relevant in continent meta? Or are you gonna change a little bit? Like what cards maybe? Are you gonna play the whole different new Joel's deck?
I've been like watching a lot of regionals.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been able to play because I'm back in Indo. But I guess one thing I have is you guys have the Indo has all the Crown Zenith cards, so I can just practice with my friends here. But seeing how all the Lost Box decks are popping up, and I would definitely tech in for the Lost Box matchup. I would probably put like a Vikavolt and see how the matchup goes.
Yeah, because Vikavolt does the item lock, which is very annoying to Lost Toolbox.
And like, I would see going on from there, because what I've been seeing, all the Lugia players kind of like throwing their switch outs, because there's not really much paralysis decks in the meta. So basically, the paralysis deck dies to Lost Box.
Right.
And because Lost Box is so popular now, Lugia doesn't really play any switch outs. So probably if I can beat the Lost Box matchup, I would probably try to play this deck again, especially because I love Lightning.
Yep. So
but, yeah, let's just see.
So the next big event for you is what? Perth Regionals or
no? I have
Oceania?
I have OCIC, International,
right?
That's coming up.
Cool.
Pretty soon.
Alright, so if you still have any question, guys, feel free to write in the comment and Joel will answer it, right? Alright, so that's it for today. Thank you for watching, everyone, and see you again.
See you.
Bye.